Hi, welcome in or welcome back. Today I'm going to complete the first 1,000 days in this world. Oh my gosh, you are so slow. Let's speed this up. Starting from day 1000, I went straight to work doing a lot of neglected projects around the world. First, I ran most of the main farms in the world. This included the Raid Farm, the Quad Mob Farm, the Gravity Block Duper for both sand and concrete, the Gold Farm, Bartering Farm, and most of the farms on the Industrial Island, including the Bone Meal, Cobblestone, Netherwort, Stone Generator, Sugarcane Farm, and more. I also replaced the Dark Oak Farm with the newer, updated version. I've been using what we call version 3 since I built it. We've since upgraded to version 6, and I'm now using that one. It's a much better, more reliable, and shulker-loaded version of the Dark Oak Farm. The mechanics are mostly the same, but the wiring, item return, and storage are all drastically upgraded. I also had to run the Nether farms: Gold Farm, Basalt Generator, the Wither Skeleton Farm, the Bartering Farm, the Froglight and Magma farms. Building more than 50 farms in the first 1,000 days of the world was quite challenging, but something I'll find rewarding for the next 1,000 days. I want to start focusing mainly on the spawn build project, and that means having resources anytime I want them. We have a huge city to build there: roads and paths and other infrastructure, residential homes, military districts, and guild shops, so much more planned. None of that is easy or even possible without all the farms I've been building. Once I ran most of the farms, I needed to use all those new drops, so I used the bone meal to fill all of the farms that need it, including glowberries, the nanocrop farm, the 2 tree farms, the glow lichen, sea pickles, and so on. I then traded with villagers to get a lot more redstone and quartz, and traded even more to set up a few new traders, including one for flame, a trade that I didn't have despite my nearly 20 librarians, and all of them being master level. I also continued breeding my turtles for the Scoot farm, which is pretty much now in full swing. Oh, we did some testing over on my Twitch. Apparently, Blast Prot 4 boots can save you from a creeper falling on you in a desert temple, and you're pretty much immune to creeper damage with full Prot 4 armor if you've got Blast Prot 4 boots. So I enchanted an entirely new pair of boots, and that's what I'll be wearing from now on. You don't have to convince me twice, the results of that test were amazing. I also ran the shulker farm because I need thousands of shulkers to get the main storage fully operational. I built it and it's ready to get loaded up, but that required collecting every item in Minecraft, so I spent around 9 hours doing that on a couple of live streams. You need to collect 2 of most of the items in the world, one for the filter and one for a display item, except the multi-item storage. You only need 1 representative item, so for banners it doesn't matter what type of banner or what color carpet you have. Loading up the storage and getting it ready for items is one of the most tedious but ultimately rewarding projects I've completed in the world so far. Every block and filter item you place takes you one step closer to putting in that first mixed shulker of items and just walking away. That's the feeling that makes it all worthwhile. Once the storage was ready, I broke all the chests, loaded all my stuff into shulkers, and loaded it into the storage. Not only was that fun, but seeing a fully finished storage and being able to use it in the world now is really nice and an amazing quality of life upgrade. Once it was working, I basically went to all the farms in the world, shulker loaded up as many drops as I could carry, and brought them all home. My storage now contains most of the items we own in the world, organized in a very easy to find way. With the items collected, farms ran, and storage up to date, I spent some time catching up on the Dragon Egg project. We now have over 30,000 subscribers on the channel, and I only had 9,000 and something eggs down. I'm now over 16,000 eggs done and ready to keep building our Dragon Egg drop for that 100,000 subscriber special that's definitely coming in 2024. While filling the storage, I also took the time to set up almost all of the potion brewers. I say almost all because I need a lot more blaze powder, gas tiers, and a few other items to fully set it up. A blaze farm would come in super handy right about now, but that's for another day. With most of the potion brewers done though, I felt confident to start actually working on the main projects for this episode. First, I built a warden switch in the world so I can disable warden spawns anytime I want. By flooding an area around a naturally spawned shrieker and bouncing an arrow up and down on a redstone activated piston, this shrieker tries to summon a warden but can't. Once I chunk load this, I can simply activate it and go to any ancient city in the world, but 0 wardens can spawn there. What a weird but useful mechanic. This is helpful when I want something from an ancient city, but I can't really be bothered with all the sneaking about and such. I've killed my warden. I've defeated 5 or 6 total cities in this world without dying. Sometimes you just want to loot and pillage. And before you write me a comment to complain about me using it, remember this world's rules. If it's doable in vanilla Minecraft, it's allowed in this world. Step away from the angry mob button. Once the warden switch was done, I built a general mob switch that actually uses wardens. I now have 75 wardens safely trapped in my world, and if I want to disable mob spawning entirely, I simply flip the switch and no hostile mobs will spawn in the overworld. I would need to do one of these for the nether as well if I wanted to, but for now I've just done this one. Did you know that with the hostile mob switch on that phantoms still spawn? They're basically one of the only mobs you have to worry about once you activate the switch. I'll show you another in a future episode. Something cool about the mob switch is once it's activated, clearing out guardian monuments and killing elder guardians is much easier. It also lets me do things like farm maintenance with relative ease. Once the farms were ran, storage was done, potion brewers were set up, and the mob switches were built, it was time to plan our main build for the episode, which you've already seen in the title and thumbnail. Today I'm building the Sun Temple, a large structure that will go up on top of this hill. It will sit on a large stone base and have a wide lower roof to represent the horizon line. A tall center tower with a chigi, or a curved roof finial, will be a decorative piece to frame the sun. In our village, the Sun Temple lore is that it frames and holds the sun as it goes down each day, keeping it for the night and ensuring it will return in the morning. The Sun Temple is a reminder to the village that each day matters. I know a lot of my first 1,000 days went into technical projects, but you're hopefully about to see why. Gathering the materials for a build like this with thousands of dark oak, thousands of cobbled deep slate, thousands of concrete, and thousands of stone variants would have taken hours without the tunnel bore, the dark oak farm, the concrete duper, and the storage that allows me to find everything quickly. This build is going to take nearly 14 full shulkers of materials to build, and it took me less time to get those materials than it did to gather everything for the Buddha statue, which used only about 10% of the building materials. Our final step before I can build the temple is to do some terraforming and clear this land. I'll flatten an area to start, but then we'll do some final terraforming at the end before we're done too. I don't want it to look too cut out of the mountaintop, and cutting all the cherry wood for this is nice though. I love having extra cherry wood, and we definitely increased our dirt, grass, and stone mined in this project. Once the terraforming is done, it's time to get to work. The temple's not going to build itself. A stone brick foundation to build on will give me the shape and the outline. I noticed that a lot of Asian buildings often have this very solid stone foundation, and I've used it on my pagoda and kind of on the villager hall. I want to keep using a similar kind of architecture all around this spawn area. Okay, less talk and more build rad. I'm stunned at how this turned out. The swooping middle roof, the details on the upper tower. This is probably one of my favorite builds I've ever made in Minecraft. And this is how it looks at night as well. The arch lighting around the entry is my favorite, I think. Although the beacon up through the center is a really dramatic effect as well, though I may color it and not leave it white like it is. I do need to finish the terraforming. Right now it looks like I cut the world up with an eraser or something. The cuts were just far too clean and far too sharp. All this stone here has to go and be replaced by grass as well. After a little bit more work, this is how it looks. The slope on the left is way better looking now, and the fall off on the right isn't nearly as dramatic. It could still use a bit of work, but it's fine for now. I'm going to cover that front beacon so we can see a bit better. That was bugging me. Alright, now back up we go and see our first real sunset over the Sun Temple. The detail on this build is definitely my favorite ever, and the shape of those roofs? You can see the roof details highlighting the sun and making it very apparent why this is my sun temple. As the sun goes down on this episode, that gets you caught up on the world. I did a lot while I was waiting for the holidays to end. I hope you love this build as much as I do, and if you're enjoying the series, remember to subscribe, like, and comment, and help push it out to more people. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.